Thanks for joining me again for another Pixie Talks review vlog.
Pixie Talks, reviews and vlogs at Pixie Talks. Pixie Talks, reviews and vlogs at Pixie Talks.
Woo! So this week we are well into October, and you know what that means? Spooky stuff. This week I finally watched a horror classic that I have been avoiding for years. Silence of the Lambs. So first of all, I will say that I'm okay. Man, that movie wasn't anywhere near as scary as I had been led to believe. I was able to watch it without any trouble at all, no nightmares. The film centers around an FBI trainee named Clarice, who has been tasked with interviewing and obtaining psychological reports on everyone's favorite sociopathic serial killer and cannibal, Hannibal Lecter. Of course, what they're really trying to obtain is help from Dr. Lecter on finding another killer who is on the loose, known as Buffalo Bill. Similarly to Manhunter, a lot of the film focuses on investigative police work, although it does have more of a focus on the sinister nature of its killers and a little bit less of a CSI vibe. But it is certainly more police drama than it is scary nightmare fuel. The killers are creepy, but actual graphic depictions of either of their crimes are a lot less front and center than would be common in horror movies nowadays. The acting is particularly great here, especially Jodie Foster. The entire film rests on Clarice, and Jodie plays her seemingly effortlessly. The emotions, the curiosity, the determination, all of it was well done. She carries the entire film, and it's a film that really relies on an emotional performance. Now, I do have to say that from a modern perspective, I was a little uncomfortable with some of the themes revolving around the Buffalo Bill character. Although the investigative psychoanalysis of the serial killer makes sure to point out that there is no known correlation between being trans and being, well, a psychotic serial killer, still, I can't help feeling that the depictions of Bill's character and desires tend to be a strange fetishization of trans individuals. Not to mention usage of what would be now considered quite offensive language, so, tread with caution. As for Hannibal Lecter himself, the pièce de résistance, of course, I had been eagerly anticipating the performance of Anthony Hopkins, who has been the most famous portrayal of the character before Mikkelsen took up the reins. And to be honest, I can certainly see why the performance is so iconic. There's a sophisticated style to Hannibal here that is clearly only barely holding back his true psychotic character. He's gentlemanly, but just this side of deranged, and it's an intriguing and endlessly fascinating performance. Said, I do actually end up preferring Mikkelsen's take on him, if only because the Hannibal presented in the TV series is a pre-jail time Hannibal. He's got that mask on a little bit more and doesn't let the sinister show unless provoked. Hopkins' Hannibal is far less concerned with keeping up appearances, and so it ends up being a very different take of the character in a lot of ways. Hopkins' Hannibal is more overtly creepy, whereas Mikkelsen's is more subtle. Altogether, I thought it was a very intriguing film and quite deserving of its status as a classic in a lot of ways. It's iconic for good reason, from the unsettling crimes to its exploration of human nature and our propensity for violence. I am glad to have finally watched it, as I've been curious about it for a number of years now, and it did not disappoint, even if it wasn't anywhere near as scary as I thought it would be. Review of Silence of the Lambs. Hope you enjoyed the video. Next week will be time to delve into the 2001 Hannibal film, so be sure to come back for that. And with that, I will see you then. Bye!